So I was working on a personal project a couple of months ago. It was an NBA themed jacket with a couple of embroidered logos and patches on it. I uploaded a sample on Instagram and I got a question asking me what I used to make embroideries. Although I made a very short video explaining my process, in the comments of that video I got another question asking me to make a more detailed video, and so here we go. And if this is your first time on the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. With that said, let's get into the video. If you're watching this video, I assume you already have Substance Sampler downloaded and installed, so I'm going to pick it right from there. So the first time you open Substance Sampler, this is the home page you're going to be greeted with. And on the top left corner, we have the create new button, we have the open button if you have an existing project. And by the time you start working in Substance Sampler, you would have a list of recent projects here. But I don't have any right now, so nothing is going to show up. But I'm just going to click on create new to create a new project. And before I even do anything, I need to prepare my logos to be sure that I can use them here in Substance Sampler. So to do that, you just go online and then you download logos of whatever you want to use, or if you have designed them already, then you can just use them. So for some of the logos I downloaded online, they came with a background, and this is something I do not want. I only want the logo to be visible in a PNG format. I do not want these white background images here. So I'll need to fix that. You can use any background removal software that you have. For me, I use Photoshop, so I can just use Photoshop to just quickly remove that. I can do a unlock this layer. Okay, so now I can just click on the background and then remove it. So I'm going to save this as a PNG file. But I've done that already before this video, so I have something like this. So I have a couple of NBA logos. I think I downloaded about 20 of them. So I have a couple of NBA logos that I'm going to use to demonstrate this. I'm not going to use everything, but I'm just going to use a couple of them. So back in Substance Sampler, when you open yours, you might not see this as a blend. You might probably see something like a circle. That is probably fine. If you don't want to use a circle, you can come over to the viewer settings here. Then you can change it to whatever you want. You can use a square, a cube, rounded cube. You can even use things like cloth, a t-shirt, or whatever you want to use. That's fine. I'm going to use a plane for now, and then I'm going to close that. Over here you can see a list of materials you can use, and then there are a couple of filters. Substance Sampler is actually very powerful. It is used professionally to create a lot of very cool textures for Substance Painter. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm only focusing on the embroidery aspect of that. So let's get started. I'm going to bring up one of the logos that I made. Let's look for an interesting one. Let's say this Celtics logo. So I'm just going to click and drag it into the 3D window, and you're going to have 4 options that you can choose from. I'm going to use a bitmap, and then your resolution might be on 2K. Depends on the kind of machine you're using. I'm good with 4K because I want quality image, and you can see the size of the image I'm importing. So I'm going to click on import, and after a while it's going to load the logo. And if you notice, this is not properly tiled, so that's the first thing I'm going to correct. I'm going to come to tiling down here, and then I'm going to change it to 1 because I want it to be just one of the logo on this particular plane. So one thing you notice is that only the logo is showing. That means this is correct. The background is not showing. That is exactly what I want, right? So we're going to talk about the displacement at a later time after we've created the embroideries. So now let's create the embroidery. So I'm going to go over here into the layers tab, and then I'm going to click on add a layer. So in the layers search, I'm going to search for embroidery, and then click on it. So automatically it is going to load the embroidery for us, and That is everything about this. It's really straightforward, easy to use. So another thing you need to do is you'd notice there are a lot of inputs here. So what it is doing is it is trying to calculate the number of colors you have, different colors you have, and by that it is categorizing the different shaders that it is using for this particular embroidery. So for this particular logo, to make things more efficient, I have 1, 2, then the Y, 3, 4, I think 5. I think there are 5 colors here. So I'm just going to change in the properties here. I'm going to change it to 5 just to make things more efficient, and you'll see it has reduced the number of these to 5. So that basically means for each of these parameters I can actually change the color for each of them, and I can change some other properties like the design, the orientation, the height for each of them, right? But I'm not going to go into too much details. I'm just going to do the basic things you can explore by yourself. So I'm going to increase the density quite a bit, yeah, and then the fill outline. So I can even change properties like the outline. I guess I'm just going to leave it as default. Now, to make things more efficient or to make things look better in the 3D window, you can see I have this kind of displacement, and I think it is too much, so I'm going to have to reduce that. If I come down here, just like I said earlier, I can click on displacement and I can reduce the height. I can click to reset, but I can also click to input the number that I want. So because I've tested this before, I know what works is 0.01. So I'm just going to click on that. And now you can see the logo properly. And even if you decide to make more changes in this, I can decide to increase the density a little bit more, increase density so I have more. So basically, that's all about that. So now we can just export this. There are two ways to export. There are two different ways you can export. You can either go to the file and then you say export, or you can say export right here. So you can just click on export as, and then you have the same window. So the first thing you want to do is check the material settings. I'm good with 4K. Then you can choose each of these materials that you want to export. Then you can choose on the file type you want to export, if you want PNG, EXR, JPEG, or whatever you want. But because I'm using this in Substance Painter, I'm going to stick to an SBSAR file because it gives me one file and it is compressed, and it has everything. It has all these parameters in it. So I'm going to demonstrate that in a couple of seconds when I import it to Substance Painter. But for now, I'm going to leave mine as SBSAR, and then I'm going to leave that as standard material, and then I'm good here. I'm going to go back to the general settings. I'm going to change the file name here. I'm going to say Celtics embroidered logo. Then I'm going to change my output folder. Then let's just create a new file in folder in the desktop and just say logo. Then select the folder, and then I'm going to export this. So you can see it exports in here, and give it a while, it's going to export. But after doing that, before moving to Substance Sampler to show you how exactly you can use this, I wanted to show you how you can easily swap any of the images or the logos that you've created. So we've only done for one, and we have to do for the rest of them, right? So you can easily just come here to the image here. You can see this particular image is driving the embroidery. So I can just click and drag this and then just put it here in the image, and if you give it a while, it's going to automatically change. You see how crazy that is, right? So if you drag an image that has more than 5 colors, then you'd have to adjust this. I think the maximum is 8 for now, but if you have something lower, then you can change it to 2 color, you can change it to 3 colors. So let me try this Cavs logo. Then when I drag and drop it, you're going to see it's going to pop up, and all these are working quite well because I have removed all the backgrounds, and that's just what I have, right? So that's very, very beautiful. I'm going to try this Clippers logo also, and these are not just for basketball logos. You can use for any thing you want to use it for. So you can see if I try out a couple of logos, it's going to take just a few seconds and then it's going to load it up. Let's go into Substance Painter and let us apply the logo and see how it's going to work. So in Substance Painter, I'm going to quickly create a new file. I'm going to use a 4K, and then I'm going to bring a image, not an image plane, just a plane that I have prepared before. And very quickly, I'm going to apply a quick material here. I'm going to apply a quick material so we can see this properly. So let me use this cotton material. Let me use this cotton material. I'm just going to quickly apply that. So I'm just giving myself a base material so I can see properly what the embroidery is going to look like on this material. So now I'm going to navigate to the logo I just exported, and this is the Celtics logo I just exported. So I'm going to drag and drop that into my Substance scene, and you can see immediately it has been applied to it. But you notice that the fabric underneath it is gone, right? So we want to change a couple of settings in the properties. First, we're going to turn off the opacity, right? And once I turn that off, you'll see the logo is going to come back. So the next thing I can do is actually I can change the tiling, increase the size a little bit. I'm going to turn off repeat because I don't want this logo to repeat. Then I can move it around and place it wherever I want, right? So after doing this, the couple of settings I still want to work on. I'm going to change this to the height, and then I'm going to change from to normal, and also probably change some of the, or probably use a filter. Let me use a filter. Let's just add a filter and then add an height adjust. So let's add an height adjust and just reduce. Okay, I think this looks so much better now. Yes, I am very okay with this. I like what this looks like, and yeah, so that's it. That's basically how to create embroideries in Substance Sampler and then bring them over to use them in Photoshop. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you soon.